Marry My Husband episode 11 picks back up with the steamy kiss between Ji-won and Ji-hyuk. But as they get deeper into it, Ji-hyuk recalls his own inevitable death in 10 years. He breaks apart from her and tells her she'll regret it. She says she won't, but he pulls her out of his apartment and closes the door. The next day Ji-won comes to work, but Ji-hyuk isn't there. Meanwhile, Gyeong-UK continues to berate Ju-ran in front of everyone, even though he isn't a manager anymore. Later, Ji-won and Hyo-yeon tell Ju-ran that she should make him aware that she's his boss. Just then, Ju-ran gets another phone call from her husband, who insists she leave work early. Ji-won then counsels her to not be so considerate of others all the time. Regarding Ji-hyuk, Ju-ran says he took a day off since he wasn't feeling well. At home, Ji-won makes hot porridge for Ji-hyuk and gets it to his door. He doesn't open the door, but when she hears a loud crash from inside, she uses his passcode and enters. She finds him on the floor, having seemingly fallen down, but says he's had his medicine. From what he says, Ji-won remembers the drunken conversation they had years ago, where she confessed to feeling like she was on a rocky boat and wanting solid land. She's overwhelmed with the realization. For a change, Yoon-ho finds Hoo-yeon at his restaurant instead of Ji-hyuk. She gives him 2 tickets to a musical but is shocked to learn that Ji-won rejected him. Yoon-ho still seems pretty cut up about it. Ji-hyuk wakes up in the morning to find Ji-won sleeping next to him. She tells him about his confessions from the previous night and hugs him. She tells him they should be together anyway and regret it together if they need to. In response, he pulls her into a hug. Ji-hyuk drops Ji-won off at work, although they enter separately. He later texts her and they decide to meet on the weekend. Min-hwan follows Ji-won and tells her to not treat him like he's invisible, but she rebuffs him. We then see Min-hwan and Soo-min meet with his mother, Yar-ok. He lies to Yar-ok, saying that Soo-min graduated from Hankuk University. Yar-ok seems to be impressed by all of Soo-min's sweet talking. After Yar-ok leaves, Soo-min tells Min-hwan off for lying, but he brushes it off. While driving, Ji-hyuk tells Ji-won that Min-hwan has booked the Crown Wedding Hall for his wedding. Ji-won says it's the worst place for a woman. Ju-ran then messages Ji-won with some good news. Her parents came out in support of her and told her husband to work at their restaurant since Ju-ran has been working and taking care of the house. Meanwhile, Ji-hyuk and Ji-won head to the seaside, to a spot where she used to go during college. They eat at a gukbap restaurant where Ji-won shows Ji-hyuk, who grew up rich, how to eat it properly. Then they walk on the beach and Ji-hyuk kisses her again. At work the next day, Gyeong-UK continues to be a nuisance and talks down to Ju-ran. On Ji-won's encouragement, Ju-ran stands up to Gyeong-UK, giving him a good talking to. Afterwards, Min-hwan continues sucking up to Gyeong-UK. The entire team goes out for drinks and dinner to celebrate Ju-ran's promotion, hosted by her father at their restaurant. Ji-won grows emotional when she sees Ju-ran's father being affectionate. She appreciates having Ji-hyuk by her side. Meanwhile, Sok-jun arrives at the restaurant and inadvertently catches Ju-ran's husband having an affair. Later on, Min-hwan, Soo-min and Yar-ok go to see a house for them. Min-hwan realizes that he has to live on rent, His mother refuses to buy him a house until they have been together for 2 years. Their honeymoon is to be domestic, and Yarok picks a dress and makeup style that Su-min hates. She argues with Min Hwan, but he blows her concerns off. Ji-won then gets a wedding invitation from Su-min, which soon reaches the rest of the office as well through a company announcement. Min Hwan, who wanted to keep it a secret, is annoyed. He confronts Sok Jun, who says, "Marriage announcements and compensation are normal." However, we realize that Ji Hyuk is involved. When Sok Jun speaks with him, Sok Jun has also shown Ji Hyuk's grandfather photos of Ji Hyuk and Ji-won on their beach date. Sok Jun claims Ji Hyuk really looks happy. Later, Ji Hyuk and Ji-won cozy up at his house, and both of them really look happy. Min Hwan comes home and rails at Su-min for sending the invite. Both Yarok and Su-min fight him back. Yarok seems really concerned about the baby. Meanwhile, Hui-yun texts Ji-won and they agree to go to the wedding. She and Ji Hyuk continue to spend a lot of time together and brush hands with each other at work. The day of the wedding arrives and Ji Hyuk presents Ji-won with the expensive necklace that Min Hwan had got Su-min. They head to the venue together, where an unsure Su-min tells herself she's won. She takes pictures with her mother-in-law and then her own mother arrives. However, we learn that she's a fake and has been hired to pretend to be Su-min's mother. Min Hwan welcomes his guests. And soon, Ji-won walks in, looking snazzy and accompanied by the handsome Ji Hyuk. She gives Min Hwan, who is stunned by her appearance, an envelope. He opens it after she leaves and finds a legal notice inside. She's suing him for the money he borrowed. One strike down, Ji-won goes to meet Su-min. Su-min pretends she's extremely happy, but Ji-won isn't having any of it. She thanks Su-min for picking up her trash and then throws down the pink bag Min Hwan bought her. Su-min thinks over her words. Once again, she tells herself she won and enters the hall. As she walks down the aisle, we see parallels of the time Ji-won walked down the same aisle. The marriage takes place and Hui-yun correctly wonders if Su-min hired a woman to play her mother. Su-min is confused since her mother is very much alive. Yoon-ho then turns up, having been invited by Su-min. However, he says there's a problem. He showed the invite to Yi-ji and the other school bullies, and we now see the three of them strut into the hall. Keen to take revenge on Su-min, they create a huge scene, completely embarrassing Su-min and her mother-in-law. Afterwards, Ji-won and Ji Hyuk decide to take their leave and Yoon-ho realizes they're together. Instead, he ends up having a meal with Hui-yun. At the office, Sok Jun finds Ju-ran in the storeroom, crying this time. She confesses that she has stomach cancer. Ji Hyuk and Ji-won come back home, holding hands and smiling. But they are faced by a woman who claims to be Ji Hyuk's ex-fiancé at the end of Marry My Husband episode 11.